year, so I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your main man, Uncle Freezy. I'm joined by Gregory Castillo of Spurs versus Everyone and King Kai of We Talk Mavs. And we're in this spot. We're rocking the spot a little bit just so that we can talk that conversation that most fan bases are talking right now, and that is who is gonna get traded and when, right? Who's gonna get traded and when, right?
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna get right to it. I'm gonna ask King Kai first, just to wet the palate some.
The better team
Bro,
should go first.
yeah. Oh, the better team should go first. So
Yeah.
so I should talk Knicks first, or no?
No.
I thought you
Oh,
already
okay.
had.
All right.
I know I'm going to last, so that's good.
All right. So is there a trade scenario, right, that benefits a young megastar that's a generational talent that can help him this season and in the long run?
You said for my team.
Yeah, yeah.
So the trade I think I'm kind of sold on so far is Kyle Kuzma and Daniel Gafford.
Really?
Mhm.
What
I
would
think
what would
that
they give up? What would the Mavs give up for Kyle Kuzma and Daniel Gafford?
anything that's not Derek Lively, Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, and that may be it.
What would those two do to benefit?
Well, I thought
How do they help? How do they help Luca in the wing defense realm and consistent 3-point shooting realm?
well, I feel like Kuzma is, I feel like a borderline all-star type player. So he's
Okay,
more than a role player. He's a decent shooter. You take him to shoot over most guys, especially if that was his role. And
right.
he's a point of attack defender back in his 2020 days. That's what we would need out of Kyle Kuzma. We need more of the 2020 Kyle Kuzma, not the now Kyle Kuzma.
Okay.
We need him to do like he did back with the Lakers, as far as helping him out defensively, making shots when he's open, doing a little playmaking, things like that. And then Daniel Gafford to help us out, with our back end, as far as rebounding behind Derek Lively. So I
Should
think
he
that helps.
start? Should he start over this rookie center and then
No,
have that rookie center just wet his feet?
nope. You see, the rookie center just gave us 20. What was it? 2016, 7, 2, 2 on 100% field goal shooting. Daniel Gafford has never done that. So no,
Is he the best rookie center in the NBA right now?
no, I wouldn't call him that. Not yet.
Okay.
It's, he,
Okay.
he it's only one guy above him, I would say, because Chet isn't technically a center. I mean, not Chet. Victor isn't technically a center right now. So only Chet. I know, but he's destroyed Chet and Victor when we played them one on one or whatever. I guess 5-on-5, but 1-on-1 matchups.
Bro, as soon as I started talking about dogs, my dog started barking. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, but maybe he recognized that Luca is a dog. Maybe that's what it is, right? Hey,
That's all we
so
need.
so I hear that the Mavericks though have limited resources though. Is that accurate or no?
Depends on. I mean, yes. Let me keep it real. I was going to say depending on how you call it, but we have one first rounder to play with right now because we still have one tied up with you guys, as you know.
Right, right.
And then we have a couple second rounders. So that, and I guess we have two younger players that could possibly be trade bait if guys want them. But I mean, other than that, we have no major contracts other than really Tim Hardaway Jr., who could be a shooter for a contender right now.
Okay. Okay. So what would the ideal trade package look like if what ideally what you guys would be okay giving up with versus what you feel like the Washington Wizards would accept in exchange for their franchise player and in their starting center?
I mean, I don't know if he's quote unquote franchise anymore. They tried to bring another franchise player, but that didn't work out.
Yeah, John Poole's trash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think both of them become expendable because of that. But I would say a trade package probably. I would have to make sure the money worked, but like a Tim Hardaway Jr., Maxi Kleber, and that's where you start probably and throw in like a Rashawn Holmes and then one of our younger players, probably like a Jaden Hardy because he doesn't make a bunch of money. So
Okay.
that's probably a package, and then they could have both of the second rounders and probably the first rounder as well.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I still deal with the trade. That's my trade. I think that's the trade to make us.
If I'm Washington, I need both of those young players, though, man.
I mean, the only thing I would give you both of them. I wouldn't even have a problem giving you both of them. The issue is that I think Josh Green just getting the contract has that poison pill in his contract. So
He just got extended.
yes.
Okay, so you got
season started. So yeah, I don't think that'll work right now. So I think we have to keep Josh Green.
Don't you have do you have another young player, a young wing player?
Not really. I mean, we got Grant Williams. We got
A guy y'all drafted
Jared
this year.
Jones
You had
Jr.
two draft picks this year.
Oh,
right?
sorry. Yep, I'm sorry. Omax prospect. I mean, nah, you're going too far now. Freezing.
No, I'm just asking. I'm not.
I may think about it if I had to keep Josh Green. I may think about it.
Okay.
I don't know. I had to see. I wouldn't directly say no if that was the holdup, but
you would come off of him if it was, say, OG Anunoby.
OG not by himself.
Okay.
So I think the Kuzma with Gafford trade helps us on both circumstances with the wing player and the center, like trying to grab them at the same time while they both may be in the fire sale. With OG, we're probably going to give up everything for OG, and even though OG is a better point of attack defender, I don't know if he fixed every hole that we need by himself. If it's worth all of that.
Okay. Hey, Greg, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
What's going on, my
When
friend?
you watch the Spurs,
It's beautiful, right?
the obvious thing is that either Greg Popovich has lost it or the Spurs are tanking.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So most reasonable people tell me that the Spurs are tanking and Popovich has not lost it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if the
only time will tell.
Yeah, well, if the Spurs are to make a trade, what would they be in the market for right now?
I think the most interesting trade would be, I think it would be most for both teams, would be Jeremy Sohan for IQ. I think y'all need a big 6'8" wing defender that can move RJ to the 2. And you would get better defensively. Jeremy Sohan. And then we need a point of attack defender and a pick and roll ball handler. And IQ excels at both. And I think that'd be beneficial for both teams. I wouldn't do it, but I'm saying just off the top of my head, and what we need is defending the pick and roll and being more versatile. But I'm looking at both teams, and I think that would make a lot of sense for both teams.
We feel like the Knicks fans feel like IQ in time is going to be Jalen Brunson with defense, like a taller version of Jalen Brunson, because the handle has come along. The lane penetration is there. He's got a floater, and the 3-point shooting is streaky right now. So he's a shooter, and he doesn't put up wild shots, but you see his shots going in and out, rimming out, off just a little left or a little right, little short. And so we feel like once he gets strong, once he gets his body into that, because he's stronger now than he was from year one. But here's the thing, if you're the Knicks, though. If you're the Knicks, you like that in a sense that you get to reset the rookie wage scale, because IQ gets paid this summer, and Jeremy Sohan won't be eligible for extension until next year. Right? But here's the thing. What do you do with RJ if you get Jeremy Sohan? Because is Sohan a 4 disguising as a 3 and a point guard? Or is he a 3, a real big 3 that can play the 1, 2, 3, and 4?
He can guard 2 to 4 successfully.
Right.
He can navigate screens. He's working on his point of attack defense, which you might need with Brunson, but he's ultimately been able to guard. He's Jared Vanderbilt pretty much.
Okay, right now. So he's
Dorian Finney-Smith, probably another guy to get guard.
He got better handles than that, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely better. I think we have better handles than Dorian Finney-Smith, maybe.
I'm not gonna say I
But we don't have the heart and energy of that. Nobody has the heart and energy
Nah.
of that dude, bro.
nah.
There's- Um um so it sounds like to me that the Spurs really need a point guard desperately, right?
Well, I don't see IQ as a point guard. I see him basically.
Really?
No, I don't. I see him just as a guard defender that can hit a three. I'm ultimately gonna move Wemby to the 5,
Right.
and I'm gonna go after Pascal Siakam at the 4. And so IQ and IQ
Is that a trade? Do you think is that an in-season trade? Is that a
I think it's
trade
an
you can see?
off-season trade,
That's a pickup.
signing trade.
Yep, a
think
sign
it's
and trade. Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's a sign
Okay.
and trade between two organizations that only do business with each other.
Yep.
Okay.
They need assets. We have picks. We have contracts they could use. I think IQ, and Pascal would basically be our Randall and our Brunson,
Okay.
and we would have Wemby at the 5, and then we would fill in, and then obviously RJ versus Vassell at the 2, and then we would look for another wing defender at the 3, and then we'd be ready to roll.
Okay. Yeah, I thought the perfect fit from day one for you guys was Zach LaVine.
Is who?
Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic right now.
Mm.
Let Wemby stay at the 4 for the rest of this season and another season until he can get strong enough to take the pounding. Meanwhile, Vucevic is the stretch 5.
Mm-hmm.
That would allow Wemby to do all the stuff he had been doing.
Yeah.
Right. And then Zach LaVine basically is your asset that holds it down while you guys continue to rebuild. Right. So you still have the show being set around Wemby, whoever y'all draft this year with the number 1 pick, because we know how much the NBA loves giving the number 1 pick to the Spurs, right? To the Spurs, Liz. So so whoever y'all get with the number 1 pick, probably Ron Holland or whoever. And then meanwhile, while the kids are going through their lumps, you have a veteran basically taking the bullets for those guys until that young core comes together. Kind of like Chris Paul in the Oklahoma City Thunder. Like people forget if it wasn't for Chris Paul taking the bullets for that young OKC team, then you don't see SGA develop at the same rate, right? And so you go get a Zach LaVine, and honestly, I think like Zach LaVine is as cheap as any 20-point per game scorer is ever going to be.
Yep.
Right. I don't know
right now because
is he going to be cheaper than Devin Vassell next year when Devin Vassell reaches over 20 points?
I'm talking about acquisition cost.
Yeah, as far as you having to trade for him.
Yeah,
it won't cost you that much right now.
Yeah, I think you could probably throw in Malachi Branham.
The thing with Zach LaVine is, and I think the same thing as with Devin Vassell, I think they're number 3 options on a championship team. Right. I don't think they're number, and Zach LaVine's making 45, and I got Devin Vassell at 20, 28, 29 locked up.
Right.
So I think I'd rather keep Vassell, and he competes more on defense. Zach LaVine, that's one of our problems is defensively we're struggling. So that's why I like the IQ Pascal and move Wemby. That fixes 3 spots on the lineup automatically. As far as our troubles are at center, we have no point of attack defender, and we have no versatile wing, 6'9" wing at the 3-4 spot, and that's Pascal.
And I think that Pascal sign and trade in the offseason is amazing. I didn't even think about that. That'd be a huge move, especially if they're tanking right now. As we said, they get a high enough pick to help them out as well. They're not going to be tanking too much longer. Like they have Victor. They want to win soon. So I think after this year, next year they'll be trying to compete for something.
Because if you think about the way they're running, even if you keep Wemby at the 4, say, you see the way they run their offense in Toronto with Pascal and Scotty Barnes. Now think about Pascal and Wemby.
Yep.
In those spots, and then IQ as a better Fred VanVleet.
Yep. And I think your boy Pascal is okay taking a step back. You may have to worry about that a little bit with Zach LaVine, but Pascal is. We already seen it with him being a number 2 in a championship level team.
So you're comfortable with Wemby at the 5, with Pascal Siakam at the 4?
I mean, they could play. I mean, Pascal can play just like he is right now. I mean, with Scotty Barnes, they're both they're both the same.
Yeah, but they
If we
have
feel,
Jacob.
I prefer Wemby at the 5.
Right.
I personally prefer because I think he's a better defensive version of Porzingis, and I would prefer him at the 5 long term. But the sets they run right now with Jeremy Sohan are the same sets they run with Pascal.
Okay.
And Pascal is able to. What we want Jeremy to play is the 1, the 3, the 4, and the 5. We use him in different variations. Pascal already excels in all those spots.
Yep.
Okay.
At the 1, 3, 4, and 5.
I think you guys are gonna have competition for Pascal Siakam, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a lot of mid teams that need to make a trade.
They have a bunch of assets to throw towards Toronto though, Freezy.
Yeah.
So when he said that, I'm like, you know what? That makes sense.
It's not a good draft, anyways. Is there going to be a player better than Pascal Siakam in this draft?
No.
Probably, maybe not. Maybe there probably will be one, but what's the probability of that?
I can't think of him right now. If it happens, it happens. We won't know of it.
But the chances of that happening and then us drafting that guy, I'd rather do the sure thing and have a versatile All NBA 3-4. You have a 4-3.
You have a quote unquote generational guy. Yeah. When you have that, you
on a rookie contract.
Yep, you got to start trying to win right now.
Devin Vassell's already locked up for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Those 3 I can build around, I think.
So why hasn't he been starting then?
Oh, a groin injury.
Okay.
Yeah. We'd rather have him at the end of the games than in the beginning.
Okay. So he's trying to work his way through an injury. Yeah. Okay. If you're Dallas or San Antonio, do you feel pressure to make a trade knowing that other teams in your division have made huge steps forward?
I guess I'll go first again. Yes. Well, not based off our division really, but based off of just Luka Doncic being a 4-time first-team All-NBA guy with Kyrie Irving beside him. At some point, you got to start winning. And last year we didn't make the playoffs, so you got to make a trade. You got to get something. And it's right now we're playing almost 500 basketball. We're like 11-8.
Okay.
Yeah, most people will tell you there's no pressure on the Spurs. They need to relax. They can grow organically. They can develop and take their time going through that. And I don't necessarily believe that. I think Victor has shown a couple things. He wants to compete pretty much straight away, and he's really important about his legacy. And I would like for Victor to feel like he can trust his organization to make a competitive team. I think we can make a competitive team. I don't think we're that far away if we make the right moves. I don't think we're that far away from the 3 pieces that I see in Wemby and Victor. I mean, Victor.
So how do you describe competitive?
Competitive nature is like he wants to. Is wanting to compete. You can tell the losing is affecting him. He's making comments about he hasn't won lost this much since he played soccer. He's came into the league saying that he wanted to win. You can see him that he wants to be great right away. He wants to win Rookie of the Year. He wants to win as soon as possible. You can see the hunger, and he's always thinking about his place in history. He's always read for the scene that he wants to be one of the greatest players to ever play.
I think I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. You know what he can start? That that turnaround can start? Wemby starting rebounding, bro. When you 7 foot, when you 7'11", bro, and you come out of a game with 6 rebounds, it's like, but
he averages over 8 for the season though, right?
Is it?
It's 9, I think.
Is it 9?
It's 9. Yeah, I don't think he's definitely a rebounder for rookie. Yeah.
Okay, so he's way better than.
I think he's 19 and 9.
And especially for a 7'4" guy to be getting 9, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's 19.3 and 9.7.
Yeah, that's
okay. So he might finish the season double.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, with a to be fair, if we were playing Trey Jones, he's averaging over 22 points, and his stat line looks a lot better.
Yeah. I think sitting Trey Jones, man, is a mistake, bro.
I should have
So,
I think long term we're playing a long term game. I think we're cross developing
okay.
Victor at the 4 and the 5 as a perimeter player and a center at the same time, while letting his body kind of like adjust over a couple of years. And I think we're taking the time to develop Sohan into point forward at the same time.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I see a better point forward available in Pascal Siakam.
Whew.
But I don't know. I don't want to make, and you could attest to this, being a Mavs fan, is like making the wrong move and then depleting your assets and then trying to come
So
up
why
again.
not just do the move right now? Like, what's the benefit of waiting?
Tanking.
Yeah, I think you get your top pick, and I mean theoretically they can do the Pascal trade and then add a top piece on top of that to their
And in a bad draft though.
That's why I'm not like.
I mean, it
really
might be. I mean, is there a draft where there's no one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand where you're going, but the Spurs are only going to tank one season.
Yeah, they're not. I don't think they're trying to get. They're trying to hopefully get Wemby's sidekick or somebody. I think they have their guy. So they just want to find if they can get another piece that's a decent enough piece in the draft. I think like a high level guy.
Okay.
It's not like they're looking for their number one. It'll be different if they're looking for their number one.
Yeah,
right.
They're really looking for a number 2, number 3 guy.
Yeah, it's a point guard heavy draft too. By the way,
because I think once you get Victor and Pascal and Vassell, I think you're just looking for high end like role player at that point to put around them.
So what are you giving up for Pascal Siakam?
Whatever they need. I have everything available outside of Victor and Vassell. Anybody can go. Any picks, anything can go.
Let me introduce a trade scenario that I think
we have Toronto's pick too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So if they wanted to go ahead and tank right away this season, they can do it.
That's right.
Y'all can make a move, man. Look at assets.
Yeah. I want to introduce
a
trade scenario to Dallas. Yeah, I think Dallas is one move away, and I don't think it's drastic. I could see, and I know this is going to sound wild, right? But I can see Jaden Hardy for Denny Avdija. That simple. Do that. Now you have, and see, the thing is, what you don't notice because Washington sucks is that Denny Avdija is kind of like a vending machine version of Franz Wagner.
Yes.
Right.
Denny's amazing.
Right. So he does all these little things and tries to make winning plays, but since he's playing with losers, you don't notice it. But if he makes those winning plays on a winning team, then those plays begin to have impact.
They magnify. He's a what is it? A utility knife player. He's a point of it. He can defend. He can point of attack. I like Denny. Right. I need if I got Denny, I wouldn't be mad. Like I'd do that trade for Denny, but I still need a center. I need a backup center, man. Like when Dwight Powell hits the floor.
I think y'all can just go get somebody off the screen. Yeah, the Mavs have done a terrible job at just getting a center off the scrap heap.
Yep.
I don't know why. And Greg, you can speak to this, right? There is a scrap heap of centers, right? That teams just go and pluck one off and they just play them for a year. Sometimes that center don't even go to training camp with them.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just start the season without them and then go grab a Bismack Biyombo.
You said Bismack Biyombo. That's what I was going to say.
You know what I'm saying? They'll just go grab one. They'll just go grab a Taj Gibson, who I feel if Dallas just signed Taj Gibson, I think their woes are over.
No.
Because not because Taj Gibson is going to get you 20 and 10, right? But he's going to have a 20 and 10 type impact in those 8 to 11 minutes that you play him, right? Like you're going to start seeing with Taj Gibson, you're not going to see block shots because he's not a shot blocker, but you will see deflections. You will see offensive rebounds. You will see rebounds close out good defensive possessions. And I don't know if Dallas have had that, because I watch probably one Dallas game per week. So I'm not a big Dallas Mavericks watcher. As a So, or like those of us that have league pass, we just try to catch the most entertaining game that's on that night,
Mhm.
right? If your team is not playing, right? And so I think I don't know how Dallas gets to this point where they have to be exotic with the centers that they go get.
Mhm.
I don't understand it.
I don't. We
And
don't
then when
need
they get them, they won't even play them. So if y'all get Bismack Biyombo, y'all probably won't even play him.
probably not. That's that. So we don't understand that. So that's why I want to trade those guys off the team. The guys that we
So
are.
you give the coach no other choice.
Yep. So they have no other choice. That's my
Okay.
feelings. Like you got to trade those guys because any other way, I don't. We don't know why these guys got contracts. Why were these guys extended? They don't even play or aren't even really needed. So
Right. I have a question for y'all. Right.
Shoot.
Would either of you be interested in Jacob Pertl?
yes,
Yeah, we try to bring him back in the offseason.
Yeah.
yes.
And I don't know if I think he's a decent starting NBA center.
Mhm.
Right. I don't know if he's ready to come off the bench. I don't think he should come off the bench. I think
No.
he's good enough to start.
Do you think
But-
he come off the bench for a championship?
Can you guarantee him a championship?
I can't, but he can compete with Luka Doncic and Kyrie.
He always remind me like a white, softer version of Mitchell Robinson.
That's what
Good
I'm saying.
offense,
Yeah.
good offensive rebounder, probably better playmaker than Mitchell Robinson.
He's a better screener than Mitch. Also,
Yeah, better screener, but Mitchell Robinson plays a little bit of force and nastiness that I think. Like, think of Bogut was like not a good passer, like not as great of a passer, and
Right.
didn't have that hunger in him. That'd be Jakob Pertl.
Freeze,
One
I
of the
think- Go on, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
one of the best screeners in the game, has a playmaking, and I think that's what Dallas needs is a little more playmaking around the auxiliary positions.
Yep, that's why I would take Denny, but a Kyle Kuzma with
Mhm.
like a Daniel Gafford behind it because it shores up both things we need a little bit. Kyle Kuzma is a little bit of a utility guy as well. You just got to get him away from sometimes being foolish and actually wanting to use his tools and all. Because Kuz is talented. He has talent.
Yeah.
And then Daniel Gafford is definitely a quality backup center.
Am I wrong for thinking Vucevic is the perfect fit for y'all for Dallas?
I don't.
He's a heck of a rebounder, bro.
I need a dog, man. I need a guy that's down there as our backup center.
Y'all need rim protection.
I need rim protection and
See,
rebound. Like
That's
want a
why I
guy-
don't know if Daniel Gafford is the guy, man.
I think to be on the bench, not a starter. You thinking of Daniel? It's like he's behind Derek Lively. Daniel
Okay.
Gafford's our backup. He's no longer a starter like he is on the Wizards. We just need minutes of him being something off the bench, and then Kyle Kuzma will be the starter.
Well, why not? Why wouldn't you just try to do a sneaky Jackson Hayes maneuver? Because you'd have the same archetype at center.
I don't know who we have that they'll take for Jackson Hayes.
Shooting?
Yeah, and
Do you have a Tim Hardaway or something on your roster?
I don't know if I trust Jackson Hayes enough to give up my only valuable piece for him.
Because the Lakers could use some 3-point
They would
shooting
love.
right
They
now.
would love Tim Hardaway Jr. And as I said, if I'm gonna use Tim Hardaway, I got to make sure he's that dude. That's off
Yeah.
the bench. Because Jackson Hayes is more of a.
What about Seth Curry?
I mean, I'd give him Seth. I don't know if they're really gonna. I don't know if they traded Seth for him. I'd do it.
Yeah, I mean,
If they
I think-
said Steph Curry for Jackson Hayes, yeah, I'll do it.
because I think the Lakers are shooting 29% from three.
Something like that.
That's crazy that an NBA.
The Lakers always shooting like that. Though.
Yeah,
It's the Lakers.
You know what center I would take a look on, just for development purposes, not necessarily to bring into, but long term. I would check in with Kai Jones.
Oh, we've already said that.
Oh yeah, we already
Our
had
show.
the Kai Jones.
As far as I would definitely love to take on Kai Jones. The only thing about it, like you said, is I'm not sure if he's ready right now. Like he's talented. I
Yeah,
don't know if
he's
he's ready
talented.
right now. And our team, we're in a catch-22. It's the catch-22 of having Luka Doncic, of him being so
Right.
young. It's
Right.
like we should still be developing right now, but because Luka is Luka, we have to like look to win championships. So it's stuck in the hard place.
Yeah, well, when you I'm gonna speak for a team that doesn't have generational talent. When you
Well, the
have a
Pistons
generational, when you have a generational talent, man, that's an excellent problem to have.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not
Right.
crying about it. I just need the GM to do his job.
Well, that too. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, I don't know why our GMs take extra long lunch breaks. Our GM is the only GM in the league that takes 30-minute, 15-minute breaks.
Mm.
Was he? I don't know if he's putting his breaks together or so. I don't know. But it seems like anytime there's somebody out there to be had, we don't make a move. Right? We don't make a move for him. That's where we are with it. I
You
will
have 12.
say,
You have 12.5 million to go get Marvin Bagley.
would you though?
You know what's wild? I was before saying I would have took a chance on James Wiseman. I don't know. I still feel like James Wiseman just not in the right situation. I may just be completely wrong.
Detroit is terrible.
I just think his situation hasn't been right, and it's probably going to get him out of the NBA, and that's going to suck. But Marvin Bagley, I think I know who he is now. This is probably the best you're going to get out of him. This is probably Marvin Bagley. I don't know if I'm going to take a flyer. I'd probably take it on James Wiseman just because I feel like he still has a higher ceiling if it works out, I should say.
The problem with Wiseman is like when I watched him in high school and stuff, he always thought he was Kelly Oubre, and all you had to do was beat DeAndre Jordan. Like that's the bait, like the lowest. You could develop and take your time to develop into like Chris Bosh or whatever you wanted to be, but at least beat DeAndre Jordan. That's all the Warriors really needed him to be.
Right. That's all I really wanted him to be, DeAndre Jordan. But then maybe sprinkling
something in his mind tells him, "Nah, I'm that dude.
Something more.
I'm that guy. I should be dribbling the ball. I should be step back three and like Harden. I'm like, well, bro."
And that's why we love Lively, because Lively knows his roles.
Yeah,
he loves doing
it. I think to be honest with you, I think if that's who he is as a player, you should develop that as a player. You know what I'm saying? And what probably should have happened is Wiseman probably should have went to a real lottery team as opposed to a faux lottery team.
Yep.
Because it can't be a coincidence that Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga, and James Wiseman all look like busts.
Yep.
It can't be. That can't be. You know what I'm saying? A coincidence.
Well, the story behind that, you know what happened? The Spurs were going to trade Aldridge for that pick. The Warriors wanted a big that was ready to compete. They already knew the system. They could stretch the floor too.
Well, that'll look good for the Warriors too.
And so Aldridge was going to go. He didn't pass the physical. Because we wanted Patrick Williams in that draft.
Really?
We wanted the Patrick Williams. We thought he was the next Kawhi possibly.
Yeah, he's not Kawhi, bro.
And so we were going to
he may have been Kawhi if he'd have went to.
So we were going to reach up and grab him and move off of Aldridge because we already had Pirtle and we had Trey Lyles at the 4 ready to move into the starting lineup and replace Rudy Gay with Patrick Williams,
right,
and move DeMar back to the 2, and it all didn't work out.
Can I tell you that? So I have a trade that I wrote down here. I thought was perfect for the Spurs, right? Mm-hmm. So the perfect to me, all the guys that you were saying, I can dig it, right? I get it, understand and I don't watch every Spurs game because, to be honest, they just look terrible sometimes. No disrespect to the organization, but because I'm talking about how teams look from year to year.
Yeah.
Because in past years, the Spurs have been fantastic, the model organization in the NBA, but this year they look terrible, right? I always thought the trade for y'all was Lauri Markkanen and Colin Sexton, right? Give up some of those scrap pieces that y'all have on the bench. All Utah wants is draft picks. We know Danny Ainge is trying to tear it down and rebuild. We know Lauri Markkanen is not the long-term answer in Utah, right? If he were, they wouldn't have traded for John Collins, who's going to do the same thing that he does, and they wouldn't have drafted Taylor Hendricks, a 6'9" power forward, right? I think for the Spurs, Lauri Markkanen is perfect. For Dallas, I can't see it being perfect because they already signed Grant Williams to kind of be in that role, right?
I'd love to have Lauri back in the day when we could have traded him for Maxey, but when Maxey was more valuable than Lauri Markkanen, believe that we could have traded him for Lauri Markkanen. We said no, and now I would love to have him instead.
Right. Yeah, man. I feel like if you have a Victor Wembanyama man, and you have a Laurie Markkinen who can play the 3, 4, and 5,
Yeah.
and shoot
Laurie,
the three.
Laurie is pretty much 7-foot Klay Thompson.
Yeah,
That's who one of the best off-ball shooters in the game right now.
Yep.
And
and you could probably give up. And I hate to keep bringing up Malachi Branham, but you could give up Branham and Sohan for him, and some kind of weird pick exchange, and get Laurie Markkinen and he together right now, and then have them playing off of each other right now, and then you still have a center because Markkinen can play center, and you still have Vic who can still play center also, right?
I don't know why they don't talk about Laurie Markkinen as like one of the more freakishly unicorn players. I mean, he's damn near 7 foot, laterally moves like crazy, protects the rim, and is one of the best shooters in the game. Like,
I would have traded Kristaps Porzingis for him.
Yep, in a heartbeat.
Yep. Do y'all think Laurie is a number 2 on a championship level team or 3?
2.
I think he might be a 3.
I'm gonna say, man, y'all watching the Knicks and Bucks, bro?
Oh man, nobody watching. Who wins?
Please tell me
how
the Knicks
much?
win.
No, Julius Randle has not missed a shot.
He's
got 25. Julius Randle is 9 for 9 against Giannis. Not saying I'm not trying to, I'm saying make it all Knicks all the time, but any NBA player 9 for 9 against Giannis should be something that should be. If it was Luka against Giannis, I'd be like, bro, have you seen what Luka's doing?
You should be excited to see Julius Randle.
Yeah.
The question always is with Julius Randle, can he continue doing that? I mean, he can have these performances. We know that. Breezy.
The Knicks gave up 75 points at the half. Too,
what?
So it's 75-72 at halftime.
Tibbs is losing a little bit of hair he has left.
I'm gonna say y'all at least y'all scored 72. You can see the Bucks. What's up with the Bucks defense?
I know. I know.
72 points at the half. That's nasty.
That's crazy, right?
It's Randle 9 for 9. Like,
you know who's not showing up? Jalen Brunson.
You gonna turn on Jalen Brunson now again?
No,
better not turn on JB.
No, it's one of those things. The irony with these two is they never cook at the same time.
But that's positive though. I would think of it as that way because you guys are down by 3, and Jalen Brunson could get hot in the second half.
Yeah. RJ's 3 for 10, but RJ started off 2 for 4, so the Bucks probably made an adjustment. But anyways, the Laurie Markkinen thing to me is intriguing for both teams. I know Dallas can't do it, right? Not at this moment because they've already made the commitment to Grant Williams. Yeah. But if I'm Dallas and I hear that Laurie Markkinen may be available and he and Luka are probably around the same age, I think Laurie is a year and a half older than Luka, maybe 2.
Maybe 2 years.
Yeah, Laurie Markkinen. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Now, do you think you could compete for a championship with Laurie over Kyrie?
I don't,
because Kyrie's a smaller guard.
So I don't think with the current team we could compete with a championship with Laurie or without.
Wow.
So I think if you bring Laurie in right now with no other pieces, all respect to Laurie, but he's not going to change my defense.
No.
To make it you feel me? So I'm probably going to give up some pieces defensively in order to get him, and our offense is an issue right now.
Let me disagree with you on that just really quick. Where I think it benefits you is now when Luka goes to the bench, there's no stress in Dallas about are we gonna get great Kyrie, or are we gonna get mid Kyrie?
Laurie not better than Kyrie, Freezy.
No. I'm not talking about their resume. I'm talking about right now.
No, I'm talking about right now too. Laurie's not better than Kyrie.
Ooh, well, they play different positions. So I'm not saying one is better than the other.
I'm just saying if I got to rely on one to score, I'm relying on the guy shooting 47%, 40 from 3, and 90 from the free throw line, getting you 25 or whatever right now, and that's a bad year.
One's an isolation scorer, the other one's a off-ball shooter.
Yeah, he's a guy that's going to look great with Kyrie and Luka Doncic. Kyrie's going to make him look better.
But so that's one of the things that I was going to get to, because what you want, regardless who's on the floor, you want to have 2 decent scorers on the floor at all times. So when you take Kyrie off the floor, you have Luka and Laurie, right? You take Luka off the floor, you have Kyrie and Laurie, and you take Laurie off the floor, you still have Kyrie and Luka. And so if you're asking me, because the question to me, I feel like should have been, is Laurie better than Tim Hardaway Jr.? Right?
Yes.
Because Tim Hardaway Jr. fits in that third scorer step up role a lot when I watch Dallas play.
Yes.
Because I've seen Josh Green try to be that, and he had that one great game that one time, but ever since then,
he needs to be better. Quentin Grimes.
Yeah.
So the thing with Laurie is, I'm thinking about what I have to give up to get Laurie.
Okay.
And it probably won't just be Tim Hardaway. So that's what I'm thinking about. Like, so right now, that's why the Kuz and the Gafford thing, I think we have enough assets to get that done. I think Kuz is probably less valuable than Laurie right now. If I can get him and Gafford for my stuff, like fill two positions, that's like an extreme role player with an awesome role player for the same value I get for an all-star that may actually hurt my team.
I think Kuzma is the better defensive. This year he's been bad defensively. I've noticed that he looks a little sluggish and stuff. But last year and the year before that, he's the better defender out of Laurie and him.
Yep. And he was on the Lakers. We remember the Lakers 2020.
Yeah.
Right.
Kuz was their point of attack defender.
Right. Okay.
Maybe an upgrade to Grant.
I don't know who the Knicks could trade for an upgrade.
Not Donovan Mitchell.
because and not because we're that good. That's not what I'm saying. I think we're in our roster is clunky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if we got all this, so we have a very short point guard who's not athletic or fast, but he's crafty and a good basketball player. We have a shooting guard that won't shoot. Right. I'll give you an example. Quentin Grimes played 12 minutes in the first half, took 0 shots, have 1 rebound, 1 steal, 0 points in 12 minutes to play. Right. Then you have RJ, who looks all worldish during spurts of games and then looks like a lottery bust a lot. So you can't really, and so the thing is how do you season that? How do you accentuate that? Because you don't know what you need.
You got to make hard decisions, Freezy.
Because you don't know what you have.
You got to make hard decisions. That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to decide. You have to put the stamp on who's what and what you believe they are, and then go get the whatever you need. Like, that's all I feel. You guys, if you believe RJ's not that dude, then let RJ go. It's the same thing like I said about Josh Green. Like, I still hope Josh Green. I love Josh Green. I hope he's great wherever he goes. But if it ain't meant to be here, it ain't meant to be here. You guys got to make a decision and decide what you guys want to do with your 3 guys.
Like, I wonder if the Nets would try to think RJ has a higher ceiling to someone like Cam Johnson, who's more of a role player, and take a gamble on that.
Yeah. So RJ does have a higher ceiling, but
because Cam Johnson's the perfect role player for the Knicks.
Yes, Cam Johnson is a superb role player. RJ Barrett is a low-level supposed star player. Like, he's the guy that should be.
He should be J-Dub on the OKC. Like, he should be like heading that direction. Like, he should be like that playmaking wing that could get downhill.
He should probably be even better than that. Like, RJ Barrett was supposed to be at this point probably like a 25-point-a-game scorer guy that's out there getting you efficient buckets, learning how to go right at some point, and just finishing. So I thought he was something more than that. Maybe he's still young, but he's looking worse than Andrew Wiggins. How about that one, Freezy? Is that solid for you, or you muted Freezy?
Yeah, that's accurate.
He's worse than Andrew Wiggins, correct?
Yeah, because so here's the thing. What do you mean by worse?
Wiggins was still a 20-point-a-game scorer and all, and I don't think he was like super inefficient. He just didn't affect winning at all. I feel like RJ Barrett doesn't even have a role really yet. Like, Wiggins would still get you 20 a game. You feel me? Like, does RJ Barrett for sure get you 20?
See, here's the thing with RJ. Right now, as we speak, RJ Barrett is a top 3 defender in the NBA right now, according to NBA.com. Okay. For all players that play starters minutes, 30 minutes, RJ Barrett's a top 3 defender. Okay. Right? And so, hold on, let me do something real I'll be right back, y'all.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just think they need shooting and defense. If their guys are if they're in the mindset that Randall and Brunson are their guys, they need wings that can defend, that are big, and they can shoot. Right?
Yeah.
You see how you build around. You see how y'all building around Kyrie and and is Josh Green, Grant Williams, and then you have Luka kind of playing the 4, right?
Yep.
The same thing with Randall playing the 4. He's a good help defender. He's a good rebounder. He can hang up on in those situations.
I'm not a fan of Randall though. I keep telling people that. Like,
I think he's Westbrook. Like he's gonna put up big numbers, but then the clutch he's gonna fall apart and like make bad decisions.
So I don't disrespect Westbrook like that because I used to love Westbrook in OKC, but I don't trust him in the playoffs. He's one of the worst playoff players I've ever seen. That's supposed to be like a star level All NBA type player. So I can't trust him. I really think they need to just know that they have their point guard in Jalen Brunson. And just build around that. Like, just get a whole team around. Even if Jalen Brunson is not the best player on the team, just build the right team around Jalen Brunson where he can be the point guard of the team. But Freezy, I don't think always believes me in that. He wants to go with Julius Randle. He wants to pay Taj Gibson again.
Yeah.
No. I think the Randle thing may be overstated. Right. I think the Randle, how inconsistent Randle is. If you notice, it's not just Randle that's wildly inconsistent. It's also RJ. It's also Mitch. It's also Quickly. Right. And so it's not a sense of this one guy is a teeter-totter. Right. It's just the Knicks, remember, like it's not like the Spurs where we were a great franchise, and then all of a sudden, we're hit hard times because our generational talent retired. The Knicks have been a mess forever, right? And so now when you put that into context, where we're coming from versus where we want to go, we're still in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. When Julius Randle gets double teamed, right? When Julius Randle gets double teamed, who's going to bail him out?
And that's initially why they got Brunson.
Brunson, right?
They got Brunson.
But this is the second year of Brunson, though.
Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart. These are all guys that show up. And the Knicks had a problem since it was Brunson and RJ. I mean, was Randall and RJ. They just inconsistent. They couldn't handle the ball. They weren't doing anything. So they went to go get a guy who could step up at the big time. Brunson.
Get rid of the inconsistent guys. Last year, I watched Brunson drag you guys and try to get you guys to the Eastern Conference Championship. And if he just had one guy beside him, just one guy that said, know what, I'm here. This is the moment.
Right?
Y'all probably would have made it.
But during that time, Randall had a high ankle sprain, right? He had a high ankle sprain and a sprained ankle on the same leg, right? Had a bone bruise, had a spinal bruise, and a sprained wrist. And if y'all remember, on top of all of that, Bam Adebayo elbowed him in the eye, so he played game 5 and 6 with a closed eye.
You're giving the man excuses though, but I understand.
No. What I'm saying is next man up, right?
That's somebody else.
Somebody else should have stepped up, right? Obi didn't step up.
Nobody.
Yeah, I remember Obi Toppin, right?
Yep.
When Randall was hurt like that, Obi Toppin didn't step up. So I'm not saying that Randall was the only guy that could have done anything. I'm saying when the chips are down, everybody has to come. It should be all hands on deck.
Something like the Heat, where everybody rises, right?
That's why everybody checked their phones early Friday morning because of direct deposit. Everybody getting paid.
But you know, Ish falls from the top, Freezy.
I know.
You know that. So if your guy at the top though not gonna like, Obi Toppin still had years. Julius Randle's an All NBA player, and I don't want to beat the drum on Julius Randle, but like he has value for you guys. Like you could have maybe ran with Obi Toppin a little longer and him develop with Jalen Brunson. He could have been something else. You feel me? Like he looks pretty good over there right now in Indiana, right?
Yeah. Offensively, he looks good in a great offensive system.
Well, you can put defenders around him, right? Like it's you got to decide what guys are. Like Tim Hardaway Jr. can't play defense at all; he just shoot shots.
Right, right. Oh, I know, because Tim Hardaway Jr. used to be our franchise player.
Yo, you need to take him back.
Right. So I I already know what he can't do, bro.
Sheesh.
That's why it's him. That's why when we were having the little tete-a-tete about who's better, Kyrie or Lauri Markkanen, that's why I'm saying no, it's not about Kyrie, because Kyrie is always gonna play, right? It's about who that third guy is. You know what I'm saying? And is that third guy better than Tim Hardaway Jr.? You damn right, no matter who it is.
But you got
Tim Hardaway
to have the
Jr.
rest of the team, though. That's the only thing. So yes, I agree with you. If I could get Laurie over Tim, hell yeah.
Yeah,
But
because we already know Tim Hardaway Jr. is Mitch Richmond some nights and Mitch McGarry other nights, right? You just don't know what you're gonna, and sometimes it swings like that in quarters.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the dude to get raging hot in the third quarter, and you like, where you been all game?
He'll start the game like 4-6 from 3 and end it 4 of like 19.
And right.
Yep.
Right, and then walking off the court with his chest out, talking to Luka like, man, you should have hit me in the corner over there when I was. And you like,
ever since that Dion Waiters back and forth, it's just
man. I tell everybody on my show, man. I say when I saw Dion Waiters cook him, and Dion got the best of him at the end when they were going back and forth, I said, yeah, Tim, you probably not that guy. Like it was that moment. You can realize things, and I'm like, nah, Tim, you lost to Dion Waiters.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Yeah. So
and Giannis.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh my. So yeah, there are a few trades I feel like, young teams like the Spurs and Orlando can take advantage of, because I spoke with the Orlando guy, and the Orlando guy was saying, you know what, man, we can give y'all Markelle Fultz and such for quickly, and I was like, what do we do? What will we do with Markelle Fultz? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm thinking about Jeremy Sohan. Like what do we do with Jeremy Sohan if we already have RJ and Julius Randle? Right? Like who do we move to the 2? Sohan plays the 2? No, we can't. No.
If I'm Orlando, I'd have went for a veteran.
Yeah, they should.
The way Orlando's playing right now, they're a veteran guy, a guy that can really stable them in situations, especially when they make the playoffs. If they make the playoffs, as far as doing stuff like that, I wouldn't go for like too many more young guys. Like they got a young core that's nice. I would just go for a solid veteran player that can hold it down.
And they have their point guard of the future. This kid Anthony Black, is gonna be amazing, y'all.
They nice, and they got a nice coach.
Yeah. Jamal Mosley, that defense, bro. That Orlando defense is special.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, man.
Jamal
yeah,
Mosley
man.
is...
So if you're I'm mad. The Bucks just came out and went on a run on us. I'm mad. But
like if Fultz could hit that corner 3, I would be very interested in him on the Spurs, because he's a 6'5" combo guard either position. He can get downhill, operate. He's a good mid-range shooter. He's a good passer. He can get to the hoop. He can run pick and roll really pretty well. It's partly why Orlando's been successful.
Right.
You know, it's just the fact that they took a chance because they saw that Fultz is not going to turn out to be the best shooter. And they're like, well, we can get the same production out of Anthony Black, and
better defense.
Yeah, and we'll bet on that shot long term rather than paying Fultz, which we don't see a future where he gets that shot.
I take you talking about Orlando. I take Jonathan Isaac.
Oh yeah, I take Jonathan Isaac.
I take him on the Dallas and the Mavericks. Yes, I would.
Yeah,
that was the original. That was the original, like Wemby, Evan Mobley, like defensive monster at the 4. Like,
yeah.
He was gonna.
My only thing, can you play him starters minutes without him getting injured?
No,
I wouldn't play him starters minutes. He'll be the backup. And
ooh, there you go. That'd be nice.
I told Knicks fans that I wouldn't mind having Denny and Jonathan Isaac coming off the bench.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It'll be like,
I think Denny's going to want to start for sure, though.
Yeah. But you know what? The Wizards, they have Kawhi and Kyle Anderson and Denny and Blau. Like they have 2 of the best forward combo.
Is gonna be good.
They have 2 of the best forwards and they will be in the game as far as like great. I don't know if Blau will be either OG Anunoby role player type, or he has a chance to be a better like a Andrew Wiggins type.
I think he's gonna be. You remember really young Nicholas Batum?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
very young, super bouncy with an attitude.
Yeah.
Like I think Kobe had scored like 40 in like 3 straight games. And Batum was telling the people in French. He was telling them in French, not tonight. No, I'm the Kobe stopper. And yo, when he said that, I was like, who does this 19-year-old dude think he is?
Batum
You
was
know what I'm
that
saying?
dude, man. Batum one of them great role players, man.
Yeah,
Like if
man.
they would have, I would have. Man, it's tough but they had to move off Porzingis because. But if they get a legit backcourt, like it sucks that Poole's not going to pop. Like if he would have popped, and they would have been. It'd been an interesting, interesting rebound for sure. Because I believe in that forward combo of Denny and Bilal.
Denny.
Right.
I don't know I don't know how high of a ceiling or where I think Denny will reach offensively as far as scoring the ball. But everything else, man, like
he's that
Denny,
glue forward connector guy. Like you see it in Jalen Johnson over there in Atlanta. You see what we're trying to do with Sohan. It's just those guys are so. And we had Boris Diaw and we had Kyle Anderson in those spots.
Diaw, yep.
They're all connecting like fours defensively. That's switchable that you need in today's NBA.
Yep.
Right. No doubt.
Or even Aaron Gordon's, but a better version of him.
Yep. Yeah, I think Denny could be better than Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, so.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Denny does more overall.
Wow. So let me ask y'all this. This will be my last question for y'all, and I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, man.
No problem. Thank you.
Is there a surprise trade that you guys envision
for organization or for the NBA in general?
In the NBA period.
Whew, a surprise.
I think Zach LaVine goes to the Lakers.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a surprise, but I think they do that, and if it fails, so next year we're sitting here talking about what is LeBron really going to do.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I think that the surprise trade, everybody, is Zach LaVine to the Sacramento Kings. That's my surprise trade because at first I was thinking Zach LaVine to Philadelphia, right? To play with Maxey in that backcourt, and I could see either, right? But I think Sacramento probably has more to offer than Philadelphia, and I think Sacramento has more of a sense of urgency because they know they're a good team and they have good pieces and they have a good offensive system and things of that sort. But they see not everybody, but a lot of teams in the Western Conference getting better by the day, and they are not. And teams are not passing them because they're bad. Teams are passing them because they're getting more talent. They're arming up for this arms race, right?
And that's interesting because I've always looked at Zach LaVine as Desmond Bane. And I think next to Fox, a downhill rim pressuring guard like John Moran is, I think that's a perfect off ball threat that they would need to that third. I don't believe in Sabonis. I don't believe in Sabonis as like
who's the number two.
Yeah, because like Jaren Jackson has a defensive ability to play center. He doesn't have the offensive move or the consistency to stay at center, but that's the transition that he needs to make, just like Mobley needs to do, just like Wemby needs to eventually learn to do, is to learn to at least close at the center position, much like Tim Duncan did.
Who's the number two on their team if Zach LaVine goes? Does Sabonis move to the third guy, or is he number two and Zach LaVine the three?
I think Zach LaVine will be the third guy, but it won't impact their numbers because they score a lot.
Yeah, they do. That's why I'm like their offense. They may need more defensive help as well.
Right.
I think the Lakers. So because of what you said earlier with Zach LaVine being so cheap, probably right now with his value, I think that's the guy the Lakers get because they can go get him right now because nobody else is really jumping for him. They don't have many assets, but they want to make a move because they're the Lakers. So I wouldn't be surprised. It may be DeMar DeRozan, one of the two. I just feel like one of the two will end up on the Lakers. And I don't think it's going to be the pieces going to put them like over the top or anything. I think it's probably going to hurt them because a lot of the guys going to have to give up for them is important guys, I think. They have nice role players. I think the Lakers have awesome role players. It's just Anthony Davis. That's the guy they need to really give up on, but different conversation.
I would never build a center around with LeBron. I would always have built like the Kyries, the elite shot creators, second guys that give me that shot. LeBron talented passers like Luka, LeBron, Trey, Halliburton, they make centers. Like they can make centers out of nothing. Like they're so elite. So I just never really liked the idea of getting Anthony Davis. I understand long term, like if LeBron leaves and they would have something like I thought the thought process was correct to have at least a star you can build around long term, but I was just like, I don't really like putting a sign next to LeBron.
I just don't.
I'd rather have another wing and another shot creator at point like.
You're not going to get value with the center and LeBron, bro.
Yeah,
you're just not, because he's not going to pass. He's not going to pass to, or look to. It's the reason why Dwight Howard was so frustrated and why Anthony Davis doesn't want to play the center. Right? Yeah.
Braun isn't the biggest lob passer either, though.
Yeah.
He's never been he's never really had a center, but he's not the biggest like lob guy all the time. So no. I don't know. I don't think Anthony Davis is I don't want to say he's not worth $60 million, because guys are worth what they're worth. These guys are NBA players and they do a lot for the cities and all. But if we're going off of value based off of what they set, I can't give $60 million for Anthony Davis right now. Like that's number one. He should be that guy on that team. He's not.
Yeah.
Right. And LeBron wants him to be the guy.
Yeah, but he will not be it. He's not that guy.
He's Chris Bosh. He's the third guy.
Yeah, he's the third guy. Yep, that's exactly what he is.
Yeah. Anybody interested in Karl Anthony Towns?
I would possibly take his contract if we knew we weren't going to do anything else, just to trade it in the future. Because I feel like he would be low value right now, because I feel like the Wolves would try to get off of him.
Right. Well, they will, because their salary cap number is going to be so high at the end of this season that they're going to have to trade somebody, Gobert or Cat. And more than likely it'll be.
I feel like they have Naz Reid to get rid of Cat. Like I'd rather have Naz Reid at his contract.
I wish we would have signed Naz Reid, but as far as Cat, I think that 60 mil, whatever he's going to make, plus our draft picks, will look more valuable for somebody else than the little guys we have with our draft picks. That's the only reason I pick him up, just to trade him with our picks.
Yeah, I would look for someone like the Pistons, some of these really poverty teams that needs a star.
That's what I'd pick him up, just to trade him somewhere else to get off of ours with the picks.
The Nets would be interesting if they could give up like DVS, Dorian Finney-Smith, Royce O'Neal, and just like a bunch of like role players for Cat.
You know what? That actually is a good pick. That's a good look, because that's a good defensive team around Cat. He's just another guy I don't trust, though. It don't matter how good of a defense you put around him. I feel like when it comes push comes to shove, like they still had Jeff Teague, what's his name? Jeff Teague, Jimmy Butler, Andrew Wiggins, and all that back then when they played, and he just disappeared against Houston Rockets. Right. They played back when it was like, I don't
Derrick Rose, Taj Gibson.
I don't trust Cat, man. Like Cat was just gone. And that was his first one. I thought maybe it's just his first one. He'll get better. Nah, it just was the pattern beginning.
Yeah. Well,
I think the Warriors make a trade. I think the Warriors
make a trade.
I think they get desperate to make a trade.
I think they may trade for Cat.
Yeah, I would do that too.
I think they may trade for Cat just to go all in the last hoorah.
Because they already wanted, like I said, they wanted Aldridge, stretch 5.
And Cat is one of the best 3-point shooting big men of all time. The numbers just is what it is.
Yeah,
if not the best. What I'm saying, like, I won't knock that. So I think him playing with Steph and all them, if Draymond can keep it together, they would have offense. It's about if they can get through in the playoffs.
Are they willing to come off of Andrew Wiggins though? Wiggins back to Minnesota.
Yes.
Yes.
Funny. They trying. I mean, at the end of the day, you know how it is. Bob Myers left because he didn't want to be the guy that didn't get the guys a contract.
Right. Plus, he messed up everything, bro. He took Wiseman. He pulled the contract.
He did that, but I feel like he didn't want to be the guy that tell one of the big three.
Oh yeah,
that they weren't getting signed.
Yeah,
and he knew that he could see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like this is about to come to the end, and I don't think he wanted to be that dude. So I think they go all in because they signed all the guys except for Clay right now.
Yeah,
and they go
I think that's the trade right there, bro. That's the trade. Klay Thompson and Andrew
Wiggins. Because Draymond can guard the 5.
Yeah. You're saying get rid of Clay and be done. He's officially done.
Yeah, and he's a free agent after the season, right?
Yeah.
Because you already got Moody. I can go to
Minnesota
Moody.
Win.
Minnesota would like that. And Minnesota. But this Minnesota, I mean, can Mike Conley set up? Is Ant willing to take that next step in playmaking, or is Mike Conley going to be good enough to set up Klay Thompson?
I think that's the $1 million question right there, bro. See, because in theory, in theory, they could do Chris Paul instead of Clay. Chris Paul and Wiggins for Cat. Right?
Yes, that's the move they probably should make.
That makes more basketball. I mean, on the court basketball. Financially, Klay Thompson makes more sense because he makes more money, right? But are you worried about the cap at the end of the season, or are you going to try to go all in for a championship?
I think they're going to go all in. I think the Warriors are going to try to go all in with these three guys one more time. So I don't think they're going to give it to three guys. They're going to try to go with four, all three of them, one last time. So they probably trade Chris Paul the way they traded D'Angelo Russell. Okay. That's what I thought the whole trade was for in the first place. They were going to try to do that one more time, the D'Angelo Russell trade all over.
Because if that's the case, you could just do Chris Paul for Vucevic if you're Golden State. You still get a stretch five.
That don't hit as hard as Cat though.
I know. I know, but you can't have it both ways. You can't go all in, and you can't go all out. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do.
And if I'm the Spurs, I'm trying to take a shot on Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah,
I think I'm the Spurs. I would make him, put him in the Kawhi role.
Yeah.
We got the Tim Duncan role at the 4, and then when it's ready to close, you bring him Sohan off the bench to be Boris Diaw, and now you're cooking with a legit lineup right there.
I'd go for Wiggins if I knew I had enough afterwards to get a center still, but I don't think we'd have enough. But I'd love to have Wiggins on this team.
Okay.
He's already played the motion offense system with Kerr. It's an easy transition with Pop.
Well, that leaves my Knicks. What do my Knicks do then? Right now, clearly, RJ Barrett is not the answer. Right? RJ Barrett is 4-13, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. Randall has missed 1 shot all night. We're down by 15 to the Bucks. And I'm not nervous. because I know the Bucks are going to let us back in this game. But the Bucks at halftime went on an 18-6 run.
Wow.
And I already know what that is. Our coach can't make adjustments. Every third quarter we come out and teams punch us in the face, and then we climb back in the game towards the end of the third quarter. Start of the fourth quarter, we go on a run, and we're always tight with teams, bro. That's what we do. You know, we're like Rocky in a way, where Rocky can't just come out there and TKO somebody in the first round, right? It's always got to be 15 rounds of life and death.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You know, and so that's why I'm not even nervous that we're going to lose, right?
I say Freezy, I take RJ from you.
Oh man, see,
but I don't think we have enough to give to you for RJ.
I mean, RJ makes $25 million.
I'm saying I don't think we have anything y'all take. What would y'all take for RJ?
Y'all could give us. I mean, y'all could offer just about anything. Now, what the Knicks would want though is something spicy.
Yeah, no, we don't have anything spicy to give you.
Yeah, see, they'll say the Knicks will say something OD like give us Derek Lively and Kyrie, and we need neither.
Nope,
you know what I'm saying? you know what I'm saying? You know, in that sense.
The only contract you have is the Fournier contract, and it is not enough. I would say I would have taken if I was y'all, I would
actually.
The
value contract on our roster is Randall.
No, I'm saying like in terms of trading, it's only like because I'm trying to because I would take a shot on Gordon Hayward.
Because
if I was y'all.
I mean, if I'm the Spurs, why wouldn't I want Julius Randle to play next to Wemby? Because ultimately, what teams are going to find out? Because here's the thing with Victor, right? He's 7'4", right, with handles. What teams are going to start doing is taking their 6'8", 6'9" guys and putting them under Wemby, closing his space, forcing a gigantic man to dribble the ball. And what's going to happen is once he passes out of that to somebody else on the floor, if you don't have additional playmakers, Vic is never getting that basketball back.
You say Dirk Nowitzki?
Yeah, right. That's the blueprint, bro.
Yep.
That's the blueprint.
That's why I want Pascal.
But with a Randall, Randall is so big and strong for his size and for his position that even other dudes at 6'8", 250 that guard Randall get so much Randall in their chest. I'm looking at the game. I'm looking at the Bucks game. Giannis is crying like a baby to the refs all game, bro. The whole time we've been talking, he jumped in my chest. Man, and you 6'11", bro, 250.
See the way the Celtics run their offense with Porzingis and Tatum. That's the way I want to do it with Wemby and Pascal.
Okay.
I want them to alternate, taking in the post, alternating. The thing with difference between Pascal and Tatum and Porzingis, they learned to shoot, and I don't think that neither Pascal or Wemby. Maybe Wemby has a better chance to get there as a 36% shooter long term.
Eventually, right? Yeah.
But Pascal, I don't think he has any chance to.
I think Wemby will be a good 3-point shooter for a big man.
Yeah.
Look at Randall. Randall just cooked Giannis while y'all were talking, bro. And Giannis, hey, he didn't make it. That's why I'm saying that.
Are y'all still down by 12 though?
Down by 10.
Okay, that's close enough. I mean, y'all
yeah, but we were down 15. But I think Randall is the most valuable contract in the NBA. The only thing is, do you really want to deal with his antics? That's the reason why his contract seems to be not as valuable. If you just go by what he produces on the floor, then he's a very, very good NBA player.
Yeah.
Right. He is more durable than Anthony Davis.
Yes.
Right. And truth be told, he's a better playmaker than Giannis. Now, Giannis is a better rebounder, better defender, better scorer. But if you're talking about a passing big man, right, there are only a few people in this conversation is Giannis, Julius Randle, and Jokic. Right. You could try to add others to the conversation. He'll get there. He'll get there. But we not
Sabonis.
No, not Sabonis. I wouldn't put because Sabonis gets a lot of assist in transition, like grab a rebound and pass it forward, and then you got the fastest point guard in the league in the open floor going to the rim. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he was getting.
I know you didn't
Indiana and all those too, though.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Respect Spurs great Zach Collins.
Oh,
White Tim Duncan.
I thought you were gonna say Jack White. Shout out to Jack White, right? I mean, I'm sorry, Jack Haley. Jack Haley, somewhere waving a towel somewhere.
Julius,
Jack Haley is in the towel.
Kelly Olynyk's a good passing big.
Yeah, I don't think they're.
He's not on their level. But Randall's a decent big. He's up.
LeBron.
He might be. I think Giannis is still better. I would say Giannis is a better playmaker than Randall. But that's from outside looking in, though. Freezy, you might. I know Randall does have good. I'm not. So he is a good playmaker. I'm not doubting that. I know for a fact he is a good playmaker. But I probably would say Giannis, because Giannis still does that bully ball kind of Luka at sometimes, getting to the paint and then dishing it out and all that. So,
right.
I like Giannis, but I'm not discrediting Randall when he playmaker. He definitely can do that.
Yeah, Randall's. If it wasn't for all the stuff that comes with a Randall, like all the crying, crybaby, whining, emotional stuff, right? Then Randall would probably be on your Doritos bags in your grocery stores like Tatum and them, right? But that's who he is, and he won't. It's like, and I know it's gonna sound weird, but Randall to me, skill wise, is a cross between Jason Tatum and Draymond Green. Right, where you don't get all of Jason Tatum and you don't get all of Draymond Green, but that player in the middle is Julius Randle.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and that's a pretty good doggone player.
If Julius Randle could be that number 3 for sure, like if I knew for a fact that he'd be okay fitting which means as a number 3, sometimes you gotta be a role player. We know, like sometimes you gotta fill a role. So Chris Bosh, Kevin Love. If I knew Julius Randle could still have a good game and be that number 3 for me, for sure, I'd definitely take him. But that's the question. I've only seen him start being good since he got the keys to franchises and all, and I don't know if he can fall back and be that guy anymore and be successful. I should say.
But that's the thing. That's the thing with the Randle, right? The thing with the Randle is Randle started becoming good. You remember he broke his leg and missed his rookie season, right? And then that's that season where he looked lost, like Bambi during the forest fire, right? And then that second season after that, midway through, you could see him start to elevate his game. Matter of fact, Kobe Bryant started deferring to him, like, "No, man, go ahead," right? and then the Lakers start. Kobe retires, and then the Lakers want to tank, right? So you know, you don't see him do it in LA because Kobe is old and quite honestly washed up, right? Then he leaves. They don't pick up his 5th-year option. He goes to New Orleans, and Anthony Davis sits out like a million games with the sprained index finger, right? And so you see Randall and Jahlil Okafor rotate, but Randall was 18 and I think Randall was 20-10 or 20-9 with them. And that's how he got the contract with us. He had always been ascending. He just didn't skyrocket like Luka or like Vic is doing. Right.
I think your all team is fine. I just think the major problem is RJ and Quentin Grimes can't hit threes, and Mitch doesn't give you enough playmaking and scoring from the center position. I think that is to the major issues.
And Taves plays guys 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
And if like Randall, like I think and if Randall could hit threes a little bit more consistently, like I think y'all are really good. I think y'all are right there, man. Like I don't think y'all are that far away. Like to be honest.
I'm laughing. Randall just bullied into Giannis again, and Giannis sitting on the floor crying. Bro, nobody. No disrespect to Luka, who's the second biggest crybaby in the league, but Giannis clearly is the biggest.
Luka might be number one.
I don't say that. I'm just saying it.
I'm not saying disrespectfully. He's my guy, but I call a spade a spade. When you fall back and play 5-on-4,
oh my God, don't it frustrate you?
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, he's better this year though. This year he's been better. So
yeah, I think this is the best player. I think right now this is the best he's ever been.
Yes, I agree.
Right, and he's had one heck of a career, by the way. Right, he's that dude has had one heck of a career. But really quick, man, before we get out of here, I want to thank both of you guys for coming through, hanging out with me. I'm trying to start this all NBA channel where we can just talk about all around the NBA. So if y'all are watching this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the like button. You can find Greg at Spurs versus Everyone on YouTube. Be sure to go and subscribe to them because they put out good content.
I'm subscribing right now.
My other guy, I don't. Maybe he thought we were getting on Alaskan time. So maybe he's like, I thought you meant Tahitian time, Uncle Freezer. But thank you to King Kai. Man, I meant to play your intro when you came on, man. I think I got your intro in here somewhere. Maybe when we do the crossover again, I get another chance to play it, right?
I'm waiting for the next one. Don't worry. 10-0.
Yeah, man. So thank y'all for coming through, rocking with me, man. I'm gonna probably do something like this about once a month or so. You know, it's not our primary channel. We just, when we feel like talking all NBA, we just jump over here. Because, you know, if we get on the Mavericks channel and start talking about the NBA, you know what Mavs fans are gonna be saying. Well, y'all talking about Oklahoma City?
No, they'll talk about it. Don't do I'll glow y'all like that.
Yeah, I know that's what Knicks fans will do. Like if we get on Lawrence Tears, why you up to talk about the Celtics, man? You know, this Knicks channel. You know what I mean, son? So thank y'all for rocking. If this is your first time seeing us, just ensure that you find us on YouTube. We promise that we try to put out the best content that we can. Most of us are usually, you know what I'm saying, rock it with someone else. All of us have partners we rock with. So you get a different variation of opinions. Most of the time, it's not just Homer talk. Most of the time, we try to tell it like it is, how we see it. And if that's what you like, come to our channels. We Talk Mavs, Spurs versus Everyone, Lawrence Tears. We out of here, y'all. Peace.